What's been the wash-up from the weekend?
Disappointing. We were disappointed with the way we played. Didn't get some things that we were right that we wanted to get right going into the game. The first probably till the 10-minute mark of the second quarter was just unacceptable the way we defended. So there's some good lessons to come out of it.
How do you address the approach to the footy itself? When round one you were critical of their toughness, this one you critical the exact same way they're approaching it.
It's different. There's a difference. There was a difference. More critical the way we didn't take time and space away from Melbourne. I see them as different. We're a team on the weekend that relied on our ball movement to keep us in the game the whole way, and we lost by 10 points. That wasn't the case in round one. We went into the game sort of expecting the unexpected, understanding that their game wasn't as bad as it was getting made out to be. And we weren't willing to make it hard for them. That was a disappointing aspect.
When you go in the ruck situation, you talked about post-game that you had to assess what to do there, whether it's still the right way to go with a non-ruckman as Sean's help. What's your thoughts at the moment?
We'll discuss it later. It's a bit of balance. We want to be dominant in the ruck and make sure we're as strong as we can be in the ruck. But there's also you play two rucks. How does that affect your forward line? And does your forward line function as well as it could? And feel like offensively in particular, our forward line's functioning pretty well at the moment. So that's a consideration. We'll chat about it this Arvo and see what comes out.
So Liam obviously played forward for a fair portion of that Geelong game. Didn't look suited. Is that the problem that he's not a natural?
Well, he's a ruckman. Yeah, and when we send him, when he's at the Peel, he plays predominantly ruck because he's a ruckman. So that's probably on the money.
You mentioned that offensively the forward line's working well. How can you get more out of them defensively?
It's not just the forwards. We've been inconsistent with our team defence all year. We've had some moments and we've kept some teams to low scores, but it hasn't looked the way we want it to look as consistently as we could. Even the week before against Richmond, we didn't defend well first half of the game. Second half was better. So we need to become more consistent across the team. Forwards play a big part in that, obviously, with the pressure they put on. We haven't been putting enough pressure on in our forward 50, but there was some things we need to do up the ground to be able to help them put pressure on as well. So it's called team defence for a reason.
Is it mindset that they're going with it, or is it personnel unable to do it? Like what's the challenge?
I would say it's mindset, because there's been times when we've been able to do it and lock teams away and play the game in our front half. So I'd say consistent mindset, consistently trying to hunt the opposition rather than accept being hunted.
You've played a lot of players this year. You played 32 guys. The constant turnover due to the injuries or working out what your best group is that playing a factor in not necessarily blokes being right across what they need to be doing in different situations?
It's not an excuse, but it could be a reason at times, Probably coming into the season in particular, we had pretty disjointed back end of the pre-season with players not playing together. So I found, a little bit, it took a little bit of time to find our feet, but I wouldn't use it as an excuse because I just see, there's patches in games where we're able to execute really well. Not so much on the weekend, but we just haven't had that ruthless mindset to be able to lock in for 4 quarters of that footy.
Are you getting harder on? You talk about giving them a spray at half time against Richmond. Is ramping it up a bit on the way you approach them now? Yeah,
absolutely. They're been pretty hard on themselves, to be honest. And sometimes you need to judge the mood of the group and get a sense of what they're feeling. And from post game, they've been pretty disappointed. Well, we've all been disappointed in the performance. We wouldn't say there was a lot of positive edits, but we watched yesterday in review. But we're owning it as a group. Like, I'm part of that as well, and the way I'm coaching them. So we need to bounce back.
How do you balance the need to be really strong, aggressive, critical of them, and knowing that it's a long season, you want to keep them all on side at the same time?
It doesn't really come into it. It's just judging the mood of the group and working out what they need in those moments. we need to get our best footy going and got to try and pull the right levers to be able to do that.
You mentioned that you're owning it as well. Is there anything you want to change about your coaching?
I was a bit of balance between what we value and where we spend our time on the game. We get criticised for being a defensive team at times, and I think our fans would love us being a little bit more defensive on the weekend and not keep a low scoring team to under 100 points. Twice this year we've conceded 100 points. Last year it was 3 times across the year. So we've lost our defensive identity at times, and we need to make sure we get the balance right with what we're coaching.
That mindset stuff, I know Hayden Young said yesterday you played better when you're a backs against the wall sort of team rather than being a bit comfortable, which was the word he used against Melbourne. How do you sort of keep a side in that frame of mind for a whole season? Because you're going to be favourites in some games, you're going to be underdogs in others.
Yeah, we've got to expect the opposition's best as well, which maybe we didn't on the weekend. I don't know, like mindsets when they're talked about, that's real general and broad, and quite often we use throwaway lines when we talk about mindsets. And our job as coaches and the leaders' job is to make sure the players are valuing the right things week in, week out, and we become a really consistent team. So clearly we haven't got there yet, but we need to learn from the lapse last week, and next time we're in that position we're better primed.
Heath Chapman, how's he tracking for Friday?
Yeah, he'll be good to go.
And Luke Jackson still needs more time?
Yeah, 1 more week we think, yep.
Jager?
He's unlikely.
Is that open for Erasmus?
Yep. He'll come into consideration. We haven't had selection yet, so he'll be in the mix.
You had troubles with Pickett. Rankin's a similar player. What do you do what are the lessons from Pickett that you can take into Rankin?
Chappie's back. I'd probably played slightly different. I think Rankin's been playing probably a little bit more midfield this year. We would be prepared for him to play forward and flip and those types of things, but his clearance work has been really strong, and they'll be robbing Peter to pay Paul probably if they played him deep forward like Pickett was on the weekend. But we'll prepare for both. He's obviously a very good player, and we won't underestimate him.
Their attacking ability has been amazing all year. You talk about wanting to attack and defend at the same time. When you're flipping your game plan, the game is changing as well to be more attacking. Do you look at it and go, we're going to have to accept we're going to concede more if we want to score more, or is it possible for you to keep your defensive strength and still become an attacking team?
Oh yeah, not from the clips we saw yesterday. There's opportunities and controllables within the game that we just didn't get right, and I don't think if we get the defensive aspect right, we're giving up anything offensively by doing that. You actually probably gain a little bit, to be honest, because you win the ball back in your front half a little bit more rather than relying on end-to-end chains, which we did on the weekend. Kicked 9 goals out of our back half, I think, on the weekend. So we still want that part to be there, but we just don't want to have to be starting up our chains from so deep. So we understand and respect Adelaide's strength in the offensive side of the game. They score from stoppage, they score from possession gain as good as anyone. So we're going to have to stop them.
And the Len Hall game this week, obviously it's a nice opportunity to get back on track, but also it's a pretty special game.
It is, it is. We just had the family in talking to us then, telling Len's story. So we're really privileged and grateful that we get to play in this game, and before the game, it's a really special moment when you see the show that gets put on and the bugle playing and gets hairs on the back of your neck standing up. So really looking forward to it.
Just on Murphy Reid, I know you've spoken a fair bit about him already this season, but just the impact he's had on the forward line this year. He's not playing like a first-year player. Does he feel like he's confident and he's come in and he understands his own ability?
He's done that from the start. That's no issue. He's backs himself in, trusts himself. He's like I've said so many times, he shows great composure. He understands what it takes to buffer the physicality of the game, and he's a really good decision maker. He's evolving his game week in, week out. So he's not the finished product yet, but he's progressing really well.
they're big, tall forwards. Justin, do you feel like your back line is well placed to handle them?
Yeah, we've got enough height down there. Yep. So, yeah, whether we lock down on have matchups or mix and match, we haven't decided yet. But, yeah, obviously they're in really good form. They're spreading the load amongst their whole forward line, really, not just those three keys. And, they go through them a fair bit. So, yeah, our tall backs are going to have a good day.